reading. Once again, Elder Blacklight, your motivator, part 3, focus, Fort Detroit, Settlement 1 in the Lakes, aka New Mecca.
Supreme Wisdom Lessons by Master Farad Muhammad to his servant, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, for the Lost Foundation of Islam in North America. To the Muslims of Number 1 Michigan. The following is the original rules of instruction to the laborers of Islam, and the title of Muslim given by our Savior before his departure, with a footnote of a few words of explanation to lay pressure upon their minds of their many errors in the past and present, that they may see the light and walk therein. I thank you, Elijah Muhammad. Instructions given to the laborers by our Savior W.D. Farad Muhammad. 1. The student must study his assignment lesson number 1. Each student should copy the answers of lesson of Minister Elijah Muhammad and study until the student is able to memorize by heart all answers to of said lesson number 1. Note: here lesson number 1 is said to be the student's assignment. First, lesson number 1 lays the base of our work today and gives the student a clear knowledge of himself and his heavenly home, the best part of the earth, and who was the enemy to him and his nation, and why the enemy and righteous could not live together, and why was the righteous able to cast out his enemy. This teaches the student what he must do with the enemy of the righteous today. The righteous nation is now living in every part of the planet Earth. Therefore, the enemy must now be removed in every part of the planet Earth.
In this episode, the Great Lakes of North America, the largest expanse of fresh water on the planet, are investigated. They hold 20% of the world's fresh water and provide drinking water for nearly 10% of Americans. These 5 lakes are among the world's greatest natural wonders, but their origins are a mystery.
So we still at it. In this video here, Y is explaining why I think that it's important that we come back home talking about the Muslims, to Muslim settlement number 1 in these days, these pandemic days. Everybody's sweating. They're sweating the vaccination. They're sweating the stimulus funds. They're just sitting on their buns. Now we need unity. Let me go over this once again in the lesson book. Lake Erie is 9,960 square miles, and the average depth is 1,960 feet. The uncle of Mr. W.D. Farad lives near the lake in the city of Detroit. Therefore, he uses the water from this caveman's lake for all household purposes. a certain KB told him not to use too much water if you can help it. So he only uses 40 gallons per day. But the second uncle of Mr. W.D. Farad, who has civilized the KB when he used to live in the treetops and dug holes along the hillside for nearly 2,000 years. The exact time will be 4,000 BC. 4,000 BC, before Christ. So this same KB cannot fool the second uncle of Mr. W.D. Farad. And now he is using 200 gallons of water per day. Then how long will the lake, will it take the first and second uncle to empty the lake using water at the above rates? 1 cubic foot of water weighs 62.5 pounds. This is an interesting question surrounded by history, and Detroit and Michigan is the only cities mentioned in this book, Supreme Wisdom Lesson book, settlement number 1. Now, what should we understand that our job should be? I laid it all out for you. The current United States, by breaking God's law of using usury, of using usury as interest, by sanctioning or allowing by way of law man to lie with man, woman to lie with woman, or to be married with one another. Plus, they put a temple of Satan here in Detroit. We were talking about the War of Armageddon, devil against Allah. And it started, well, the battle was when battle number 1, well, it's been more than one battle, but here in Detroit, in the hills of North America, the battle started in 1930, settlement number 1, Detroit, Michigan. That's why I'm calling it Fort Detroit, or AKA New Mecca. To be continued.